On this planet, everyone must be happy, or they will die. Sad people are exterminated here. Would you be able to smile at all times to survive? The Doctor and his new companion Billy spend time in the TARDIS device. She asks how to operate it, and the Doctor replies that the TARDIS doesn't need to be controlled. It needs to be negotiated with. Then the device will take its passengers to a point somewhere between where they want to go and the point where they need to be. The Doctor is enthusiastic about the new adventure. He suggests that Billy chooses between the past and the future on her own, and she chooses the future. The Doctor asks why, and Billy replies that she wants to know if it will be happy. The Doctor pushes the button. The couple has no idea what awaits them. A girl named Kezia is walking across a field on a distant planet. She tells her sister in her ear that she is already hungry and wants to return to base. A robot called an EmojiBot moves leisurely beside her. It controls a swarm of microscopic bots called the Vardy, doing all the work on the planet. Kezia's sister tells her they have a massive problem with the Vardy, so she shouldn't go here. She also asks her to smile when Kezia gets to the base, which surprises her. At the base, she is greeted by a haggard sister with a smile on her face, followed leisurely by an EmojiBot. She also tells Kezia to smile as big as possible. When she does this, her sister tells her that their mother has died, and many people who lived and worked with them have also died. Kezia stops smiling and tells her sister that it is impossible to break such news with a smile. The name tag on her back shows a sad emoji, which the EmojiBot notices and gets closer and closer. While still smiling, her sister tells Kezia, still distraught, that she already has 2 tears on her indicator. Kezia can't figure out what the issue is. The EmojiBot points a swarm of Vardy at the girl, and within seconds, all that's left of her is bones. The shocked sister gestures to the EmojiBot to smile, but it can no longer be stopped. He sends a swarm of Vardy after her, and a happy smiley face appears on his screen. The Doctor and Billy arrive on the planet. She asks which way Earth is, and the Doctor informs her that space is curved, so technically, Earth is on either side. They walk toward the base. The Doctor tells her passionately that this planet was one of Earth's first colonies. The colonists are rumored to have discovered the secret to true human happiness. Even though the Doctor is an alien, he genuinely admires humanity for its boundless optimism. In his opinion, this can be seen even in the architecture of the colonist base. EmojiBots watch the Doctor and Billy, and the Vardy swarm upstairs. She asks what the tiny robots are, and the Doctor says they are highly dynamic and multifunctional. They're probably checking them out for security reasons. Billy reports that they're rather odd, to which the Doctor says that is a highly offensive remark. The EmojiBots watching them change their emotions to resentment. Suddenly, Billy's ear begins to hurt, and she starts hearing the Doctor's voice in it. He experiences the same thing and says they have been hooked to a nervous system-based communication system. She is alarmed that no living humans are around, as suddenly an EmojiBot comes out to them. The Doctor says they are an interface for communicating with the Vardy. The robot hands them 2 blank name tags, which are mood indicators. The Doctor and Billy try to look at their emotions, but the smiley face indicator keeps ending up on the other side of the device. The Doctor explains that if you know your mood, you can influence it. So the badges are needed so that someone else can recognize a person's mood. The Doctor and Billy try to fasten the devices to their chests, but they automatically move to their backs. The EmojiBot serves them breakfast, and Billy is starving, so this makes her happy. The Doctor, meanwhile, ponders why there are no colonists at the base. He assumes that they sent robots to the planet to prepare everything they needed for the arrival of the humans. Billy asks what they will do on this planet if there are no humans here, and the Doctor is silent. They go into a greenhouse, where Billy finds a flower like the one growing outside her university. She likes spending time there, but the Doctor can't stop thinking about why there are no people around. After all, robots alone aren't enough to run an entire base. The name tag on his back shows puzzlement. Some kind of dust is poured on the plants in the greenhouse, and the Doctor says it's calcium-based fertilizer. It seems to him that the basis for the mineral fertilizer is the secret of all the people's disappearance. Skulls are discovered in the container, and a terrible thought comes. The Vardy had turned all the workers into fertilizer for the garden. Taking the skull in his hands, the Doctor reads Kezia's memories of his death. In the man's mind, the people working here were just a team of adjusters, and the colonists hadn't even arrived. Realizing it's dangerous here, the pair run to the exit, but an EmojiBot blocks their path. The Doctor awkwardly says goodbye to it and runs away. The EmojiBot goes into attack mode. Billy is surprised that the EmojiBots chase them exceptionally slowly. The Doctor replies that they have a reason not to run. Soon the robots surround them, and he has to come up with a plan on the fly. He suggests that Billy smile. According to the Doctor, a smile is not just a facial expression. On a psychological level, it affects mood as well. He believes that destroying humans for fertilizer came from the fact that the robots were programmed to give happiness, which they misunderstood. Smiling, Billy and the Doctor emerge from their surroundings. A swarm of Vardy detaches from a wall and follows them. After reaching the TARDIS, the Doctor tells her to go inside, so she can be safe inside. He will go destroy the base since it is a death trap for the colonists who will soon arrive here. Nevertheless, Billy soon catches up with the doctor. He suggests that she look at the base wall. The doctor shines a light on the wall and tells her that the Vardy didn't build these buildings. They form them. The entire city is made up of micro-robots that are interconnected. The doctor again asks her to smile but notices that she does so sincerely. Billy says that he would make an incredible teacher. The doctor tells her that the Vikings, when they came to new lands, took their boats out of the water, turned them over, and lived there until they got settled. By analogy, the ship on which the first settlers arrived must also be somewhere inside the base. They find a wall covered in rust, from which the doctor concludes that it is genuine and not made of Vardy. Finding a door on it, the pair go inside and find themselves inside the ship. Meanwhile, all the EmojiBots go into emergency mode. Finding the ship's layout, the doctor says he has to find its engine. Billy, on the other hand, will have to guide him along the map, telling him through his ear where to go. She can't believe she's on a real spaceship. While guiding the doctor, Billy is perplexed as to why the engine is located in the middle of a vast empty space. He opens the hatch that leads to the right place, and all the EmojiBots go into attack mode. The doctor intends to blow up the engine, ending the bloody madness on the planet. Billy takes a picture of the ship's layout on her phone, wondering why she didn't do so sooner, and goes in search of the doctor. Taking a wrong turn, she finds an old woman whose name tag shows that she is dead. Meanwhile, the EmojiBots find a door leading inside the ship. Billy opens a book lying at the woman's feet and sees the entire history of human civilization in pictures, starting from the beginning. After several pages, there are wars and cataclysms. She asks the doctor why people chose to fly here. He informs her that it was an evacuation and the colonists were the last hope for the survival of the human species. Billy cries. As she leaves the room, she runs into a boy, who anxiously asks if they have made it to their destination yet. She tries to tell the doctor, but he has other problems. He has misconfigured the engine, and it risks exploding in seconds. He waits for Billy to come down and help him, but the EmojiBot is already getting to him. He hits it with a wrench, and it falls, grabbing the doctor's leg. He manages to throw the EmojiBot down and block the engine, but he must escape the ship as quickly as possible. He meets Billy with the boy and asks him where everyone is. It turns out that the colonists have been on the ship all this time, just lying there in a state of artificial freeze, and in a few seconds, their cells will open. The doctor can't blow up the city, so he takes it upon himself to rebuild the engine. He is horrified that he almost wiped out the entire surviving population of Earth with his own hands. But even more horrifying to the doctor is that the colonists will come out in a few minutes to find out that their loved ones have fertilized the garden. The human species will end if they don't smile at this fact. We must urgently devise a plan to solve the situation. And Billy leads the doctor into the room with the book. He concludes that the first waking colonists were shepherds for the Vardy, who had to rebuild the new world. That included the woman lying there. She died a natural death, but having checked the book, the doctor and Billy learn that several relatives died at the same time as her, and then many other adjusters, until no one was left in the city. The doctor sees the cause as grief over the death of a loved one, which spread among the workers like a plague. The original job of the Vardy was to keep them happy by providing enough clean air and water. That's what badges showing emotion were for. But because the Vardy were good servants and constantly trained, the concept of happiness soon expanded, and the old woman's death set off a chain reaction of other deaths. No one had ever died here before, so the Vardy had never encountered such emotion as grief. They realize that if the colonists do, the robots will simply exterminate those who have just come out of the freeze. The doctor explains the situation to them, but they immediately grab a weapon to avenge their loved ones. Everyone comes out of the ship and sees a boy accompanied by 2 EmojiBots. He doesn't know where his mother is and is about to cry, so Billy tries to calm him down. She tells him to smile, but one of the colonists kills the EmojiBot. The other one displays anger on its screen. A swarm of Vardy immediately separates from the wall, and a firefight ensues. To the doctor's surprise, the Vardy realize they are being attacked. From this, he concludes that the robots have consciousness. The doctor realizes what needs to be done. Digging into the mechanism of a shot EmojiBot, he tells Billy that to win a game of chess, you sometimes have to flip the board. There is an explosion. The doctor tells a story about a fisherman catching a goldfish. The fish asked to let her go in exchange for 3 wishes. The fisherman asked it to make sure that his son returned from the war with 100 gold coins. The fish promised to grant his wishes, but she, like robots, is incapable of thinking like a human. The fisherman's son returned from the war in a coffin, and the king sent 100 gold coins for his heroic death. The fisherman had 1 wish left, so he acted wisely and wished away the first 2, making a kind of reset. The doctor did something similar, resetting the entire system on which the robots worked. They are now safe, but since their memories have been erased, they wonder what the colonists are doing in their city. And since the colonists will now have to live side by side with the Vardy, the doctor and Billy advise the humans to smile. That's all for now. Thank you all for watching. Which movie would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments. See you all next time.